Alright, here's station 1. We're going to take a look at positive slope. So it says, complete the table of values for each of the equations below, then graph each equation in a different color on the graph provided. So I'm going to use my calculator to help me get these tables filled out. Remember, if you just type in on your calculator, hit y equals, clear out whatever's in the y equals spot, and type in the equation, 2x plus 1, you can hit second graph, and you'll get your table. Now the only thing you have to be careful with is when you're using the table, make sure you're selecting the values that we want to use. So here this table starts at -2 for x, so I want to bring my calculator to start at -2. And now I've got my points that I can label. -3, -1, 1, 3, and 5. Do the same thing again, y equals, and then let's type in the second equation, which is x plus 1. Second table. So we get -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then the last equation, 0.5 is really a half. So we can write it either way. You could say 0.5x plus 1 or 1/2 x plus 1. It's the same idea. Second table. And this one has me start at -4, so I have to jump to -4. So it's -1. Skipping -3, I go to -2, 0, and then 2, and then 4 gives me 3. Oops, made a little typo there. That should be a 1. 0 should be a 1. 2 should be 2. And then 4 should be 3. So now I have the table of values. I can use these to graph. Remember, in my equations, I can figure out the graph right away by looking at the y-intercept and the slope. Or if you use a table, you can get the table of values and then plot your points. So I'm going to use a different color for each one. The first one I'm going to use is blue. So I've got -2, -3, -1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 3, and 2, 5. Remember, if you're making a straight line, you know you're doing this correct. If some point doesn't seem like it fits, then something is wrong with your plotting or with your answer. Alright, so I got the first line. Next one I'll do in green. So I've got -2, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, and 2, 3. Make sure to put arrows on the end of your lines to show that they go on forever. And then the last one I'll do in red. Y-intercept. Okay, so we have -4, -1, -2, 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, and 4, 3. Alright, so if you notice, each equation had the same y-intercept, and you could tell that by looking at the equations. They each had the +1, and you can look at the graph, they're all intersecting at that same point there in the center at 0, 1. So let's answer some questions about the slope. These slopes are all positive. So the first question asks, which line has the steepest, and steepest means the one that has the biggest hill to climb, essentially. If you're going up a steep hill, it's the one that has the harder angle to go up. So if we look at it, if you're thinking about going uphill on a bike on one of these lines, the blue line is the steepest. That is the hardest one to go up. based on its trajectory. So the blue line, and the slope in that line is 2. If we look at the equation, the slope there is 2. Which line has the flattest slope? So if we look at our lines, and now we're looking for where it's easier to go up the hill. I see the red line as being easier. The green line is not as bad as the blue line, but the red line's even easier if you're trying to go up that hill on a bike. So it's the red line, and the slope in that case was a half, 0.5 or 1/2. So describe what positive lines with positive slope look like. Anytime you have a positive slope, the slope rises from left to right. And the larger the slope, the more steep it is.